What's happening, Champion Squad? Welcome your beautiful faces back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to get better aim in Apex Legends Season 6. Now, this is going to be a custom aim training course that's going to work for both console and PC, because I made another one in Season 5. Obviously, it's a little bit outdated with guns going in and out of care packages. R99, for example, that was a big stage in one of the old training courses, and now we can't really use that anymore. And we can't practice with that anymore. So I'm making a new one for you guys. And I think I'm going to try to keep this a seasonal video. That way you guys get updated and know what to practice with, essentially. And you guys showed a lot of love to the Season 5 one. So I definitely want to make a Season 6 one. And if you guys enjoy these types of videos, be sure to drop a like on the like button. Let's try to break 1,000 likes for this video. And if you are new to the channel, definitely be sure to subscribe and join the Champion Squad. So without further ado, we are hopping into a 4-stage aim training course, which increases in difficulty each stage. And the first stage we're going to hop on board with is the LStar 150 damage stacks. Now, in order to complete this stage, essentially you got to center yourself exactly where I am in the video, which is the ramp that brings you to the charge tower. And you're going to want to grab an LStar with about 1,000 energy ammo, and go ahead and grab yourself a Volt too, because the Volt's going to be the second stage. Now, the LStar stage, which is the first stage, you're going to want to hit that moving target at the top left for a 150 damage stack, a total of 3 different times. So we're going for 3 sets of 150 damage stacks. Now, once you can complete this stage, you're going to go ahead and move on to the next stage. And again, a quick tip with this stage is really paying attention to that target. It's going to be swooping to the left and swooping to the right. But when it makes that transition from one way to another, it sort of slows down. So that's where you really want to focus on making sure your shots land. That way it's a little bit easier for you to start connecting all of the shots, because 150 damage on this stage is going to be pretty tough. This training course goes harder after every stage, so hopefully you guys can complete this. And I wanted to try to make this about 10 to 15 minutes worth of your time. Trying to do this every day before you get on and play a real match. That's really going to help you warm up and help improve your aim overall. So after completing the first stage, the second stage requires you to use a Volt, which is definitely, everyone's been using it this season. So I figured I could throw it in for you guys and help you guys practice with it. And notice we're not using any attachments. I forgot to say that about the first stage. We're not using any attachments in all these stages except for the last one, and that's really going to help you out with the core skill of the gun. So second stage, pick up yourself a Volt. Again, try to stick to about 1,000 energy ammo. That should be plenty. And position yourself where I am exactly in the video, which is going to be the far left weapons platform, and sit in the middle backside of it. Go ahead, take your Volt, and there's going to be 3 targets in the back far left that you want to be focusing on. And that's only half of it. The second half of the stage requires you to transition to the right side, but I'll get there in a second. So the first half of the second stage is, again, getting a 150 damage stack on each of those 3 targets in the back there. Now, these targets in the back, they're not moving, so they're at a static placement. And still, even though they're not moving, it's really tough, especially when you're not using any attachments. It might take you quite a few tries. It definitely took me quite a few tries to finish this, at least this half. But you're only looking for 1 set on each target. So once you hit the far left target, 150 damage stack, focus on that middle one. Same thing goes for that one. Once you get 150 damage stack on the middle one, focus on the right target. Now, once you complete all those 3 targets on the left side, you're going to want to make your way over to the right side and position yourself exactly where I am. And if you notice out in the distance, you're going to see 3 more static targets there. And you want to just start from left to right. Try to get that 150 damage stack on each of them. And you guys are going to notice me sort of moving around a lot every time I reload, or, if I choke up and I don't hit the 150 damage stack, I reload, do like 360. So I keep myself moving. And a lot of you guys asked that in the other video as well. And that's because I like to keep my fingers loose, keep my fingers warm on the analog sticks. That way, when I'm taking that another attempt at it, I feel more confident. I feel a little bit of more control with my analog stick, and hopefully I can get the next 150 damage stack that I'm looking for. So after you complete the Volt stage, which is the second stage of the aim training course, go ahead and grab yourself an R301. Now, this stage, though, you can use an optic of your preference, but it only has to be a 1x optic. So you can either prefer the hollow or the classic, whatever you choose. I was using the classic. And again, with this stage, make sure to grab about 1,000 worth of light ammo. And you also want to grab yourself a G7, since the G7 is going to be used for the last stage. And that way you're not, going back and forth. You're not wasting too much time. I try to set up this training course to make it as time efficient as possible, because I know you guys, time is money. We're not here to dance around. We're not here to play around here. We're here to do business. So the G7, deck it all out, but the optic is going to be specific. You got to make sure you grab a 3x optic for the last stage. So decked out G7 and just make sure you're using a 3x, but don't use double tap. Then go to where I am in the video for the third stage, which requires the R301. Now this stage is a little tricky, so I'm going to try my best to explain it. Once you get up top where I am in the video, which is the center sort of rock, you guys should know exactly where I am once you see it. And you're going to have the 3 dummies on the bottom. You want to go ahead and take out your G7 and make sure they're all 200 health. Right, so they have full armor and full health. If they don't, finish them off with the G7. And now once you get every dummy to full HP or armor, should I say, you want to start off with the left one, and the goal is 2 sets of this. So you got to complete each dummy 2 times, and you get 2 magazines with the R301 to try to kill the dummy. If you can't kill the dummy in 2 magazines with the R301, reset it with the G7, finish that dummy off with the G7, and then go back to the R301 and try to kill that dummy with 2 magazines only. Now you guys are probably going to say, well, I can just tap it or I can just burst the R301. No, you got to have the R301 fully automatic. Make sure you're putting down the trigger all the way to complete this stage. So again, you get 2 magazines worth of the R301 to kill a dummy on the bottom, and we're going to focus on all 3 dummies, and you got to do each dummy 2 times. And I love how I set this training course up with having the G7 as the next stage, because that G7 is really going to be your savior for trying to clean up these dummies. Let's say you don't get the dummy kill in 2 magazines, then you can take out your G7, get a quick swap on there, finish off the dummy, and go back to the R301. So it's going to save you a lot of time doing that, and then you're already going to have the next gun or the next stage already set up. Now a quick tip when you guys are actually doing this stage is, I found what's best is to aim about chest level with all the dummies you're going for, whether it's a center one, left one, or right one. Aim about chest level, and you got to try to control the recoil as best as possible. But when you're starting at that chest level, that's when I noticed I was getting majority of my shots to land and connect. But as soon as you guys complete all 3 dummies, 2 sets on each, you are done with the third stage, which was the R301 2 mags. Now we're going to go ahead and move over and on to the last stage, which is G7 tracking. So this stage requires you to go all the way up to the top right tower. You guys could figure it out yourselves in the video. It should be fairly simple. And if you are playing Pathfinder, you'll get there much quicker. But there are zip lines to take you up. Now this stage is a little bit tricky too, so pay attention to the rules here. And if you notice the targets that I'm looking at, there's going to be 5 total targets. The first 4 are static, they're not moving, but the last one on the right side is the moving one. And the goal for this stage is when you shoot a target, it flips red. Right? And if you wait a little bit, it goes back to blue. But the goal for this one is to hit all 5 targets while keeping the first one you hit still a red target. So this stage is really timing you to make sure you get it done in a specific amount of time. And on top of that, you cannot miss a bullet on this stage. And on top of that, you need to make sure to do it, I think 4 to 5 times consecutive, right? However long it takes you to run out of ammo. We can actually do the math. If we have 20 bullets in the G7 divided by 5, so that's 4. You have to do it 4 times consecutive. So you have 4 rounds at this. They need to do this flawlessly. So go from target to the next target to the next target to the next target. And make sure when you're hitting that last target that the first one you started on is still red. That's when you complete it correctly. And you got to do that 4 times in a row. And the reason I say you can't miss a bullet on this, because if you miss a bullet, you won't be able to do it 4 times in a row. You'll have like 3 and change attempts at it. You're not going to have that extra bullet to hit that last target, or based on how many times you actually miss. This one is a bit of a pain too, because you don't get aim assist on this one. If you guys didn't know, you only get the aim assist on the dummies on the bottom. And that's why I really try to focus on these aim training courses. That way, this also helps out PC players, is because when you don't get aim assist and your aim is good, that's going to help you out in the long term, help you out when you're actually playing a game. But once you complete the G7 stage, that is going to complete the Season 6 aim training course to help you get better aim. Now, it is tradition around here for me to do it live with the face cam. So for the second half of the video, I will catch you guys doing it live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopping into the live portion of the custom aim training course. And really quickly, I do want to say that this is probably going to be seasonal. I want to make these courses seasonal because obviously we are aware that weapons are getting added, some weapons are getting removed. R99 is a great example. Now it's a care package weapon, so we don't really want to be practicing with that. We want to be practicing with guns that we're generally going to pick up off the ground. And again, when you are practicing in the training, make sure you're using little to no attachments, is what I really want to say. I'm already set up, by the way, so I got all my energy, and I have the first 2 weapons of the first 2 stages. So we're gonna go ahead and hop on board with the LStar stage. And if you guys are enjoying the video so far, definitely be sure to drop a like on the like button. And yep, LStar on deck. That is the target we're going for. Center of the ramp should be absolutely fine, and we need to hit it 3 sets for 150 damage stack. Once I get my rhythm going, LStar is always iffy at first, man. Really need to be warmed up with it. There's a 250. Oh my god. I'll eat that. Oh, I thought I had it there. Now, it is going to be easier if you actually wait for the target to stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Right there. Shooting a little too high, man. Almost had him. 144, 6 damage off, man. There it is, 162. So that's 2 sets. We got to get 1 more to complete the first stage. That did not happen. You guys didn't see that? Okay. We're there. Hold on. There she is. That's like a 260 or something. But that's 3 sets. Let's move on to the next stage, which is going to be the Vault stage. And actually, it's right here. Whiffed. Choking up a storm right now. Almost. Let me get my head in game. We got to reset here. 96. 6 damage off. You got to be kidding me. Okay. Now we're just choking up a storm. This is not acceptable. Oh my. There it is, 176. Move on to the middle one. 6 damage off. Okay. 160, there we go. $176, there we go. So again, you just need to do 1 set on each target, but it's going to be essentially 6 total sets. And move down here. Again, we're just staying center of the weapons platform on the back side of it. And we're going to focus on the 3 back ones on the right side this time. There's a 170 something. I think it was 179. Close. You guys are probably going to be asking, why are you spinning around? Why are you like constantly moving instead of standing in one spot? It keeps my fingers warm. Oh, by the way, check out this controller. Ooh, my god. So actually, if you guys follow me on Twitter, it's a Scuff Prestige, by the way, made by Scuff Gaming. If you want to check it out, just go to scuffgaming.com. You can customize it to whatever you like. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, I actually said that I wanted to do an unboxing video on this controller and explain sort of why a controller with paddles or a Scuff controller is not necessarily essential to play the game and be dominant at the game, because you can always play claw, you can always change up your button layout. But I think these type of controllers really give you an edge when you're, especially when you're trying to get better at the game and play at that higher level. With a controller, you're really gonna try to invest in one of these. That's definitely gonna help save some time. But what happened was I'm gonna try to do this and play at the same time. Yeah, but what happened was my old controller, I was actually playing a rank game, okay? And it absolutely pooped the bed. But it pooped the bed, right? I was playing and I hit these 2, there's a 176, nice. I hit like 2 buttons at the same time. I think it was like jump and RB or something, but it shot my aim up to the top right. My controller disconnected, but it was still on. Like the light on the controller was still on, and it said it was disconnected. And I legit had to reset my Xbox, and it was just screwed. And the controller was old. It was running about 8 months old, so it lasted a good while, almost a year, which is not bad. Controllers tend to get stick drift a lot sooner than that, especially if you play more. Let me focus up here. But moral of the story is I ended up opening the new controller, and I'm like an OCD freak, and I didn't want to do an unboxing on a dirty controller. Not necessarily dirty, but it's like, I mean, it's gonna have fingerprints on it. The analog sticks are gonna be slightly worn out. But if you guys want to see a video about like why you should use a scuff, leave it down in the comments below. I gotta focus up here. Jeez, I am choking up a storm. Oh no, we're probably gonna need ammo. This is not good at all. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go ahead, scoop up some ammo, because we're gonna need some. And I'm surprised they didn't change these packets to 60 ammo apiece. What are they? It's the easiest change in the world, and they haven't done it. It makes no sense. Now, you come down to the firing range with your buddies. You guys are all trying to, let's say, grab the same type of ammo. You're gonna be sitting here for like 2-3 minutes straight, just because you gotta wait for the thing to respawn, because you only get 20 bullets a piece. There it is, 160. All right, last one on this second stage. If I don't choke. 160. Beautiful. All right, so filled up my ammo. We want to get up there. I mean, if you want, play Pathfinder just so it's easier and you waste like less time. But you can always just climb up the back if you want. And we are going to post up here, and we are focusing on the dummies here. Now, notice this guy has full health. This one doesn't. Go ahead, make sure they're full health, because that's what this stage is going to require. Now they should all be good. And we need to complete 2 sets on each dummy. In order to complete a set, is we have 2 magazines with the R301, and you cannot tap it. It needs to be, you have to hold down the trigger, and you have to kill them, and you only get 2 mags. And we do have the G7 to clean up. That way we can reset. So that way you're not peppering with the 301 at this range. That's not bad for the first clip or magazine. There we go. So that counts as 1 set, because it took me 2 magazines to kill the 1 dummy. Just gotta do it one more time, and then we go over to this guy, do 2 on him, and then 2 on that third one down there. Almost 1 magnum from this distance. Wow. There we go. So that one's done. The second one I think is the easiest. I didn't do too good on it though. There we go. So you see how I messed up? Now I have to just completely reset, and that's why the G7 is great to have. Plus the G7 is going to be used for the next stage. Am I reloaded? Yes, I am. Missed a lot of shots there. See if we go one magnum from here. There it is. That's 1. Almost 1 clipped them. I keep saying clip, but you guys, I know some people get mad when you say clip. Am I reloaded? Yes. Not bad for the first mag. Let's see if we can clean them. There it is. That's not that good. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Ready? Ah! Nope. Not a chance. Finish him up. That's not bad. Let's clean him up here. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Not bad. There it is. Thank goodness. Okay, so that was the second set. And now moving on to the 4th and final stage, which I should... yeah, I believe I have enough ammo to do it. And we're going to post up top. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 targets we're going to be focusing on. Make sure everything's set. I'm reloaded. There we go. It's still red. See that? I got to reset because I missed that one there, I believe. Yep. And when you have to reset, you have to reload. And again, you want to get this perfect 20 bullet magazine to perfection on these targets here. There it is. This one's a sucker, bro. That one right there is an absolute sucker. There it is. And that one was so red. Let's go. But that is going to wrap up today's video. Test this out for yourselves next time you're playing, and try to do it every day. Do it consistently, and that's really what's going to help you get that laser accuracy, get you warmed up right before you start hopping into the real games. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, be sure to drop a like on it, subscribe, join the Champion Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. All I want is